Hello BookTube, welcome to a sideline video, and it's going to be a tag video. But importantly, it's not just an original tag video, this is a joint tag. So the tag is called the Hold My Place tag, and it was created by myself and also by Meg at Books Off the Beaten Path. I am producing a video today. She is producing a video at the same time, answering the same questions. In my description box, you'll see a link to her video. In her description box, you'll see a link, I hope, I haven't checked, but it should be, to my video. And we're doing this tag together. And this tag is for those people who enjoy buying books, but also enjoy buying bookmarks or gaining bookmarks by some fashion or another. So if that describes you, if you are really into bookmarks pretty much as you're into books, then maybe this is the tag for you. Right, everybody, let's get started. The photographs that you are seeing throughout this video are photographs of my bookmarks. Hopefully I'll get the photographs right, unlike as I did in my Back in the Saddle video, when I showed you a photograph that was not Edinburgh Castle and said it was Edinburgh Castle. We're going to try and get our photographs and our script coordinated today. So these are some of my bookmarks. So we've got a series of questions, and I'm going to go straight into question 1, which is, do you know how many bookmarks you own? Well, I had to do a count, especially for this video, to be very pleased to know. I have 56 bookmarks in my possession right now. Just to give you a little idea, because there's a variety of them, I've got 5 of them in leather. There are 14 of them that are bookshop bookmarks. I've got 2 that have magnets. I've got 3 that are metal, 1 that is plastic, 3 that are made of cloth, and other paper, uncategorized, oh my goodness, uncategorized. Well, that's 26. And there's various others as well, but they all add up to a total of 56. So question 2, which of your bookmarks do you like using the most and why? The answer to this question for me is everything depends upon the book that I'm reading. So large books, older books, hardback books, I always feel they kind of demand a leather bookmark. And so you can see this photograph is all my leather bookmarks, and the book that is open, of course, is the 92-year-old hardback version of Thomas Mann's The Magic Mountain, the English translation from 1935. So I want to treat that book with some, I don't know, it feels like it deserves more respect. So I feel it needs a leather bookmark. So that's what it has in it. If I were reading a book on the go, so traveling, or I'm going to be going to several places and I'm taking a physical book with me, then I really like magnetic bookmarks, bookmarks that fasten to each other by the strength of 2 magnets. And that's because I found in practice those are most likely to stay in place no matter how much the book is jostled or moved around or dropped. They're more likely to stay where they are. And let me talk about paper bookmarks, because although I have loads of those, paper bookmarks, it's better that they be smaller than longer. Longer paper bookmarks, just because of their length, they tend to get curled over and bent and out of shape and looking a bit tired. Not that I don't use them anyway, even when they look tired, but I'm saying that for what it's worth. And bookstore bookmarks. I'll tell you, when bookstore bookmarks get used, that's when I buy a book in a bookshop and I'm so excited about it that I literally start reading it immediately I get out of the store. And then, what's the quickest bookmark to hand? Well, the one that I picked up for free at the till in the bookshop. Question 3. Now, question 3 comes in several parts. So the first part is, can you show off a bookmark that's an example of a gift? And I can, if I even move the question here a little bit or just take it off altogether, you can see all 3 of these bookmarks were gifts, but the one I really want to show off is this Klimt one, what looks like just a fold in the center. That these are actually 2 separate panels, the bookmark. So you can fold it together and it's about the size of an ordinary bookmark, or you can unfold it and then you can also open it out. It's attached, the 2 halves. I should have taken a photograph of it, opened out, and it opens out, and it's a really beautiful thing. A little bit too heavy to actually stay in a book, but I loved it so much I didn't care. And Klimt is one of my favorite painters, so there's that as well. Now, the second part of this question, question 3b, can I show off a bookmark that is an example of something not meant to be a bookmark, but it gets used as one anyway? And so I'm going to clear the question off the screen so I can show you these, because these are my best examples. Post-it notes. Of course, we all use post-it notes of one kind or another. I use post-it notes if I'm studying a book. You can see this was my university text copy of Hamlet, and I used that for more than one essay, so it really got filled up with post-it notes. But I've not only used post-it notes, I've used paper clips, I've used envelopes that are empty of their contents, or Christmas cards. I usually tear off just the front of the Christmas card's got a particularly nice illustration, and I've got a book for Christmas, then I'll use a Christmas card. Oh, I have used the till receipt from the bookstore that I bought the book from. Yeah, the person who watches television is particularly fond, and this is going to become a thing of the past, of course. But in the background of the photograph there, they see those sort of beige and orange little cards for anybody who's not from the UK. If you're in the UK, you'll recognize them. They're rail tickets. But of course, so many people now are buying their rail tickets using mobile phones, and the ticket is a virtual, it's a QR code on your phone rather than a little slip of paper. But those little tiny slips of paper, the rail tickets, are quite handy for bookmarks. The person who watches television likes to use those. One of my favorite non-intentional bookmarks is a chocolate wrapper, which you can see an example of here, which was in fact still sitting in a book. That's how I discovered it. And part 3 of this question, can you show off a bookmark that is an example of a bookmark advertising a bookstore? Again, I have loads of these. I think what was sad pulling these out to photograph them is realizing how many of the bookstores, for example, Goldmark Books, you can see there on the left, Duthie Books, Books and Things. I think that very top bookmark, which is a bookshop in Nanaimo, I don't believe that's still open. And I'm not sure if Black Bond Books still exists as a book chain. It was in British Columbia. So if anybody's from British Columbia, if you could just leave me a comment, are they still there or no? But a lot of bookshops, a lot of them have gone. But these are so easy to pick up. Almost every bookshop has a free bookmark that you're allowed to take with you. Sometimes it's put in the bag with your purchase, and it's just, they're really handy, and they're reminders of where you've done your shopping. That's what I like to pick up sometimes as a souvenir of just that I've been to a particular bookshop. And the fourth part of this question is to show off a bookmark that has magnets. I have 2 magnetic bookmarks. Funny, I don't have more, since I did say that I felt they were really effective if you're moving around with a physical book. But here, if I take away the question, you can see I've got 2. One was given to me by my dad. The red one is a laminated paper. It was a charity bookmark sold on behalf of Surrey Hospice, which was where my dad spent his last days when he was in palliative care. And the Book Trust is a UK book charity. So I can't remember where I picked that one up, but both of these are really useful. They do not fall out of books. It just doesn't matter what you do. You can pick up a book, shake it, and the magnetic bookmark will stay in place better and longer than many other kinds. And final part of this question, can you show off a bookmark that's an example of a bookmark that has your name or your initials? And I was all ready to put one in a photograph, and I can't find it. I don't know if I've lost it or if I just haven't located the book where it's currently hiding. But I was given, again, it was another laminated paper bookmark, quite long actually, and it spelled out my name in 7 thumbnail photographs. And what happened, each photograph was an arrangement of objects that looked like a letter. So, there was like, I don't know, a couple of pieces of cutlery and a piece of wood to make an H. You get the idea. And it went through all 7 letters of my name to spell Heather in a very strange way. I loved it, but I don't know where it is. So sadly, I might need to look out for something better. Maybe I need to treat myself to one of these many, many monogrammed bookmarks. So question 4 is, do you have any special purpose bookmarks? Designate that how you will. I'm going to answer that question by pointing to the bookmark that you can see in the photograph here, the one that has the island of Rhodes in Greece on it. That is fabric, and it can roll up or fold down very, very tiny. You can't damage it, You can wash it if it were to get stained. And I think it's the ideal bookmark I take with me when I'm going on a trip, because it stays in the book fairly well. I think it doesn't shake out too easily. Still not as good as the magnetic, but pretty close. But what I like about it is you can't damage it. So if a book has to go in the suitcase or a carry-on bag, other types of bookmarks can get really damaged by that, depending on the contact they have with other things, or if they fall out of the book, they can get damaged. This one, no chance. And it means that I can take a bookmark with me absolutely anywhere. I can have a bookmark in my little purse, for example. I can roll this up and I always have a bookmark on me. If not that that's ever been a problem, since I will use non-bookmarky things, but I tell myself that maybe I need an emergency bookmark that must be with me at all times. And that's the one. Now, that works better than, say, some of these other fabric ones that you can see. I do like these little corner bookmarks. I think they're pretty. They don't stay in books very well. So I think they're only useful if the book that you're reading is going to stay on your bedside table or on a side table. It's going to pretty much sit still, not be disturbed, and you're going to go to the book. The book doesn't have to come with you. That's when I think the corner ones are just fine, and they look really funky. I do like collecting those. We do have one vintage bookmark, I guess our oldest bookmark, that, and when I say our, I'm including the person who watches television, because technically this is his bookmark. In 1969, he purchased a leather bookmark that was commemorating the investiture of the then Prince of Wales, Charles, who is now King Charles III. And we still have that. It's looking a bit beat up because it wasn't really thick leather. It was quite thin leather. So it's seen better days, but it's still going strong. And that's our oldest bookmark in our collection. Question 5. Do you like to use anything unusual as a bookmark regularly? I do. I love postcards, and that's what this photograph is of today. This is 4 postcards that are in my collection that I use as bookmarks. I love them because they, being wider, they actually do tuck into a book better, and so they have very good staying power as well. I love, though, because this allows me to buy a very cheap souvenir of a place that I've been and keep it with me to remind me if I bought a book on holiday. Or what I've also asked people to do, I don't do this so often, I don't really have anybody I feel I could ask for this, but if they're going on vacation to some exotic location and I think, well, I don't know if that I'll get there, or even if I want to go there, I'll often get them to bring me back a postcard. I don't want them to write on it. I don't want them to do the old-fashioned postcard thing of writing on the back and sending it to me by mail. I don't want them to do that. I literally say they just buy the postcard, tuck it in their suitcase somewhere, and give it to me when they get back. And that allows me to just add to my collection, and I don't really detract too much from their enjoyment of their holiday. Question 6. Are there types of bookmarks that you'd like to own more of, or that you do not own and you would like to? I know the question on screen does it the other way around, but never mind. Okay, for me, I would like more fabric bookmarks. I've seen some lovely things online. I've seen knitted and woven bookmarks. I've seen lace bookmarks and tweed bookmarks, and I love all those different kinds of fabric. I've also seen book ribbons, and these are usually velvet book ribbons with a charm on the end, or with a monogram charm. So there we go. Since I've lost my name bookmark, maybe I should be looking out to get myself a monogrammed bookmark ribbon. And question 7, this is a question from me particularly. If you read ebooks, are you happy with the way your device creates bookmarks? And if you're not, talk about it. Talk about it. Well, I'm not happy. I don't understand why ebook technology has not caught on to the fact that readers don't just like books, but they tend to like the things that mark their places in books. So I'm unhappy about e-reader bookmarks for 2 reasons. Firstly, it seems to me that the only option they allow is something that, let me try to explain it. If you create a bookmark in an ebook, if you don't want that bookmark to stay there, you have to delete it and then create a new bookmark wherever you know, at the new place that you reach in the book. I don't understand why you don't have the option to have one bookmark which you ask the device to move for you, the way you would do with a physical book and a physical bookmark. So I understand the need for multiple bookmarks. If I am studying an ebook, then I want multiple bookmarks all over the book so that I can go to different locations where I have notes. That's fine. But there are times if I am just reading a book through and I don't particularly need to study it, then I only need one bookmark. And I do find it annoying that my ebook ends up with all kinds of bookmarks in it, just because I always have to remember to delete the last electronic bookmark and create a new one. What I would rather do is have one bookmark for that book. And I would like the device, because I don't think this is really difficult, I would like the device to move the bookmark for me. That's what I'd like it to do. But secondly, more than that, because I could live with that if they didn't want to do that. I could live with it. I'm tired of how plain ebook bookmarks are. And again, I think, hey, hang on, we have incredible technology here. Why haven't e-reader designers, why haven't they designed better looking bookmarks? Why can't I create a bookmark, design a bookmark, especially for my e-reader that I can take in and out of all my books, or have several, build up a collection of e-bookmarks? Why can't I do what I can do with the wallpaper on my mobile phone, right? You know what wallpapers are like. There's loads and loads you can buy online, and lots you can get for free. That's what I want with electronic bookmarks. I want there to be an incredible collection of different graphics and shapes and sizes that I can use and I can put in my ebook while I'm reading, because I get just as much pleasure out of the bookmark that's in the book as I do. That's not true. I don't get as much pleasure, but a totally different kind of pleasure. But part of the pleasure of reading a book for me, a physical book, is the act of choosing a bookmark, putting the bookmark in, and moving that bookmark along and seeing that bookmark in the book. Where is it? And that's something that ebooks could do too. If they wanted to, they could. Why do you not graphically represent where the bookmark is in the book? Why don't you create a graphic that pretends that you're looking at the ebook like you would look at the closed pages of a physical book, and you can see where your bookmark is and how far along it's moved? Why not? These things give pleasure to readers of physical books. They do. I mean, there's no denying it. And so I think put it in an ebook. Make ebooks more fun. You can now. You've even created color, or the point of which I can only see if you read graphic novels. If you read text, it's like, yeah, and it's like, if you're going to bring that color to bear, what would be really fun is, why can't we start having some sexy bookmarks to, move along, and that we can redesign, then we could monogram our own. I can see all kinds of options there, all kinds of things that you could do. Animated bookmarks, all kinds of fun stuff. Why? It's even like another market, ebook people. I mean, that's surely up your street, is finding yet another market, another way people will spend money. Although, I would go for all the freebies, but that's just me. Or you could buy a mobile app that just creates ebook bookmarks. Yeah, somebody out there who loves doing that, create it. Please create it. I'd love it. Oh, okay. I've said all that. Got that out of my system. Thanks everybody for putting up with that. That is the end of the tag. So I hope you enjoyed it. I have tagged a whole load of people down in my description box. I have no idea whether these people are into bookmarks in the same way I am. So if you're the kind of person and you own one bookmark, and you've always owned one bookmark, and you don't understand what I'm going on about, that's fine. Just ignore me. Just ignore me. This is past now. I've done it. I won't need to talk about it again. But if you are like me, if you're a bit of a bookmark hoarder and collector, and no one's ever asked you about all your bookmarks, well, here's your chance. Here's your chance. And in fact, don't wait for me to tag you, because how could I possibly guess who is out there in BookTube land who has an amazing bookmark collection? I can't. So what I have to hope is that somebody watching this goes, oh, I wasn't tagged, but you should see my bookmark collection. Yes, we should. We should see your bookmark collection. Please show us. Please make a video and show us. We'd love it. Okay, everybody, that's it for now. I'm going to be back at the weekend with another Middlemarch meditation to fulfill my promise to produce 2 in the month. And I'll see you then. Take care. Bye-bye.